What's poppin', guys? In today's video, we're gonna use the Super Monkey to defend all types of rushes our opponent sends us. Tight ceramics, BFBs, bats, and ZOMGs. But unfortunately, it got a little bit too close way too many times. So let's hop right into it. If you guys want to buy anything in the shop, make sure to use the creator code FrozenBloons before doing so. It's 100% free. Thank you guys so much for your support. Alright, we're in Oasis. The recording somehow didn't work for the first 8 seconds. But anyway, we're here now. And we're running the strategy of Engineer Farm Super Monkey. And my opponent has Benjamin, which is probably the best hero in this game. But at this moment. I think it's gonna get nerfed in the next update. That's inevitable. But we're gonna play Engineer Farm Super with Sentai Churchill. Sentai Churchill is also a pretty good hero, especially on this map. You know, the two crossings here really make it very strong. Alright, my opponent starts off with a wizard. I assume they're gonna go for a wall fire. If not, we're gonna force it this round. There we go. My opponent goes for a wall fire. That's a really expensive upgrade. A lot more expensive than my Sentai Churchill. That's literally slowing every balloon they're ascending. Alright. They're actually ecoing. They don't have farms. They popped a Benjamin and they are group ecoing. Alright. Well, this guy's name is Oopsfest. So we'll see if we get them choke, get them to choke round 13. That's usually how you beat eco players. Get them to lose early game. Because if you take it late game, I mean, it depends on how much you eco, but this guy's actually ecoing pretty hard. But for opponents who don't eco as hard, you can just also kill them around 30 in game, of course, with bats, fortified bats that are incredibly hard to defend. But if they over eco, if they send a lot of eco, if they send you lots of balloons, their chances are they're not gonna have that much money mid game. Then you can just send the all-out regrow rainbow rush, or even better, save it for an IMF loan, borrow $20,000 from the bank, and send the $20,000 and sell the IMF loan. So you send the $25,000 regrow ceramic camo, regrow camo fortified ceramic rush at them, $25,000 worth of ceramics, and chances are they're not gonna defend that, and you end up winning the game, without paying the debt back, without paying the $20,000 back to the bank. All right, they're sending me black balloons. We're gonna use they balloon boosted the black balloons. That's a horrible play. Now, I messed up. I placed the farm right here. Why'd I place my farm right here? This farm's exactly where the farm is exactly where my engineer needs to be right now. Alright, we're gonna send this, no, we're gonna put this on last. Alright, hopefully this pops all the balloons. But, I kinda messed up a little bit right there. The banana farm is exactly where my engineer is supposed to be. So we're just gonna place a second engineer, or an engineer right here. This is our first engineer, a second tower that pops balloons. Gonna place it there, and should be able to solo the black balloons. Perfect. Yeah, you're supposed to place a banana farm right here when running this loadout. If you're running any other loadout, doesn't matter. But this loadout, it's pretty useful to place the engineer right here at the beginning of the map. Alright, they have bomb and wizard. That's an interesting loadout. That loadout is very strong mid game, so I don't think we're gonna be able to send a lot of balloons at them. Not gonna be able to send all that many balloons at them because their cluster bomb and necromancer combo just annihilates literally everything I send them. So the weakness of that is that it's not all that strong late game. Wizard and bomb aren't known to be the best late game towers, so we can probably beat them with ceramics. Alright, they're gonna send us a little bit. We'll just go for our sentry expert. And if they don't have their camera detection up, we'll force that. Okay, never mind, they got it up. They got it up. We'll place an engineer right here. This will give us camo detection in case they decide to send me any camo balloons, which would be a very dumb idea. Man, sentry expert is so good. Still probably one of the best upgrades in the game, in my opinion. Even after being nerfed. Okay. I kind of want to rush them, but this combination is just shoot. Oh, we got it up on time. The combination of wall fire and cluster bomb is just so good. Cluster bomb will pop all the purple balloons, and wall fire pretty much destroys everything else. I will eco at them. If they over-eco, we can always IMF loan and send a massive rush at them. Yeah, I think we'll save up for BFBs. BFBs and fortified UMGs are probably going to be a better idea than any type of rush right now. Yeah, they're just gonna defend everything. Although I am used to rushing eco players, ending the game. If I'm against the eco players, I am used to ending the game before round 20. But looks like that's gonna be pretty difficult this match. So it's fine, we'll just eco ourselves. We'll try to go for 1,200 eco. That's, I think, realistic. That's a realistic goal. And then after that, we'll go for an IMF loan. And we'll go for Monkeynomics, which I think is still one of the best upgrades in the game. Or the best farm upgrade, I think. The best 5th tier out of all the other ones. I think the top path, the Banana Central, and the bottom path, Monkey Wall Street, just aren't nearly as strong as the Monkeynomics. Because the Banana Central, you really need the middle path, cross path. And the Monkey Wall Street obviously doesn't get buffed by the banana soil, by the, what's it called? Quality soil upgrade. The bottom path quality soil upgrade that makes all your top and middle path upgrades 15% cheaper. So yeah, that thing really benefits a lot from that. Alright. Yeah, I can't rush a Necromancer and a Cluster Bomb, man. I think we could do the $25,000 rush, but they could defend. Like, if I save up for an IMF loan and buy the IMF loan, I think they're going to be able to defend it. They're going to pause their eco and they're going to defend it. So we're not going to try that. Maybe we'll test that out in a different video or in a different match. In another match. Alright. Oh, but we're also soloing with an Engineer and a Churchill. So we should try to go for a Bloon Trap. That is definitely something we ought to do. We'll go for Pin as well. Pin will... Yeah, okay. Are we good against all of this? We can also use our ability if we need it. Yeah, let's use the ability. Alright, looks like we cleaned everything up. They have Spike Factory as a 3rd tower. We are definitely going to be able to outlast that loadout, or we're not going to rush them. Or we'll rush them a lot later. Well, I think it's a good idea to go for a Bloon Trap right now. This will also help us, because we're kind of struggling against the Eco Bloons right now. Oh, struggling to the Eco Bloons right now. My English is struggling right now. Do we need to tower boost this? Oh yeah, we'll tower boost this. Let's play safe. That was not a bad rush. That's not a bad rush. We could have sold our Bloon Trap, but I don't know. I don't feel like that's a good idea. Now that we know that they have Spike Factory, ooh, this is full. We gotta sell this and then we can afford this. Barely. Oh man. We'll tech bot that. I kind of forgot about our Monkeynomics. But yeah, I was gonna say, now that they have we know that they have the Spike Factory, we're not gonna send them a ZOMG. They can defend a ZOMG with a Spike Storm, with 2 Spike Storms maybe. It's just not worth it. Okay, they're gonna send me a fortified ZOMG. Okay, they just lost 200 eco and $11,000. Alright, or $10,000. We'll go for a Dark Knight, and we're probably gonna tech it up. We're dead. We're not. I sold my nomics. Shoot. I sold the nomics. Man. Why did I sell the nomics? Why did we make such a dumb play? Alright, we'll get it back. Man, alright. We'll get it back. We have our Sentai Churchill ability, which we'll use in a sec. That's not gonna defend. I have a feeling that's not gonna defend. Alright, let's use this and we'll see how this does. Okay, easy. We shred this easily. Do we? Come on. Don't fail me now. Alright, we're good. Let's loan, and then we got Monkeynomics back. Oh man. Alright, that was scary. But they also sent us ceramics underneath that. They sent us group tight ceramics underneath that rush. So that was an expensive rush. That was not a cheap rush. That was definitely not a cheap rush. So we'll leave them alone. But now our farms are kind of trash, alright? Our farms are in fact kind of trash. It's fine. Their eco is probably not all that great either. And if they don't afford a spiked mines round 30, we're gonna send them a fortified bad. Even if they afford a spiked mines round 30, we might still send them a fortified bad. If they can't afford their quad pair of spikes. Or if they can't afford 250 upgrades. I think they just used their Benjamin ability. So we could rush them if we want. If we really wanted to, but yeah, I don't see a point in rushing. We just wait until round 30. Oh, our tech bot was no longer linked to the Monkeynomics after we sold it. That is not cool. Alright. I think we'll go for a Banana Central next. I'll go for Banana Central next. Seems like a better idea. Or I don't know. We can also go for Monkey Wall Street, I guess. Yeah, I guess we can also go for Monkey Wall Street. That looks like that's a little bit cheaper. We need to send them a bad though. They use a Benjamin ability yet again. Once again. Alright, we'll send them a fortified BFB. Our use ability, go for the Monkey Wall Street. We really need the Monkey Wall Street right now. We have the Monkey Wall Street. And now we need to overclock the Monkey Wall Street. That's also important. I must sell this. Sell you to overclock the Monkey Wall Street. Alright. But we're a little bit off. We'll sell that to go for that. This is no longer overclocked. That's bad. We need to overclock it. We'll sell one of the Bloon traps. Sell another Bloon trap to overclock the Monkey Wall Street. Wait. Overclock the Monkey Wall Street, but it doesn't... The icon doesn't show. So it might have been overclocked the entire time. I might not have needed to sell my Bloon trap. And if they counter me, just Tech Tears will do the job. And I think we'll send them another one after this gets activated. If they do anything, we can just sell this and sell our Monkey Wall Street Tech Tear, Anti-Bloon, Tower Boost, Churchill ability. We have so much to do. We can Bloon Boost. Okay, they got up a Bloon Crush. Okay, so they didn't go for a Super Mines, but they might. But they might defend this with a Bloon Crush. But I don't think they have enough popping power. The Bloon Crush only stalls the blimps, the ZOMGs, stalls the ZOMGs and the DDTs, doesn't pop them. So if we send them more, they're gonna probably struggle. And if they struggle, they're gonna send us the DDT counters, and we gotta be prepared. Alright. Looks like they popped the first one. So we need to send them another one. Alright, we're gonna send them another one. They tower boost it, so we'll Bloon Boost. They might pop the second one, but it's gonna be close. We can also collect that next round. I'm gonna go for an overclock. I'm gonna overclock this right here. Alright, there's a counter. There we go, defended the counter. Alright, sell, rebuy. Alright, defended everything. Pop that Zeon, pop that DDT. What the heck you're doing? Pop that DDT. Alright, easy. Easy wins. That got a little bit close there, that match. Little bit closer than I usually like matches to be. But a GG's nonetheless. See you guys in the next one. Alright, we got the strategy of Dartling Farm Super Monkey. Probably the best strategy in the game right now. Well, under Dartling Farm Ninja, which is pretty much the same thing. This is just a variant. My opponent has Druid, also one of my favorite loadouts. But I decided to try something new. Try something a little bit different. This is not new, actually. This has been used a lot, like 4 seasons ago. Whoops. Forgot to get a Benjamin here. Wait, we can still afford it. Okay, we can still afford it. No, we got up round 2. Never mind, guys. Alright, we got a Benjamin round 2. 1 round later than usual. It's fine, it's not the end of the world. We're gonna need to try to go for our powerful darts now. If we don't, we're gonna need a tower boost, which will be a little bit annoying. Alright, well, we should be able to get our powerful darts up next eco boost. Perfect. We're gonna lose a little bit, we're gonna lose a couple lives. It's not gonna matter, we're gonna get those lives back anyway. Gonna get those lives back. Benjamin will generate those lives back for us. And our next step is gonna be to go for a banana farm. Alright, our opponent desperately wants to leak lives. They desperately want to leak lives. Alright, we're gonna send them pinks and then we're gonna bloom boost so that they hopefully leak too many lives. We want them to leak more than the 70 lives that they're supposed to leak. Alright, so they ended up leaking way more lives than they're supposed to lose. They're now at 16 lives and they got up their Druid of Wrath. Alright. At least they survived. They're at 12 lives. Alright. Well, it's getting close for them. So our strategy has the Super Monkey. Wait, they have 8 lives. How are they leaking lives? How are they losing lives with Brambles? Okay. Alright, I guess we can actually Bloom Boost a second time. Maybe we can... I don't know. We'll see whether this does anything. Nah, I guess we won't. The Druid of Wrath's already loaded up. Anyway, our strategy has the Super Monkey and the Darling, both of which are really expensive late game. The Ray of Doom and the Mad cost, I think, $140,000 combined. And the Super Monkey is also really expensive, the most expensive tower in the game. So we're gonna definitely need a lot of money here. We can probably outlast our opponent if we play well. So we're gonna try to go for an early bank and play from there. Right, but right now we need a second Darling because the natural Bloons and the black Bloons are gonna make my Darling struggle a little bit. Hopefully my opponent doesn't send us too many Bloons, and because there are 8 lives, alright, they're gonna force our Benjamin ability. Alright, fair enough. We'll go for a faster barrel spin as well. We also need to force their lightning up. Yeah, I don't know if we want to do that now or later. We'll do that later. We'll see if they want to send us anything. They're gonna re-rush, this time with a Bloom Boost. Alright, we should be fine once we place down our third Darling. It's kind of annoying that we have to place a third Darling, but they're using a lot of money to send those yellow blooms. So I guess that's fine. Druid is just a better starting tower early game. There is nothing we can do about that. Druid is just straight up better early game. But later, Druid will become a little bit weaker. I guess late game, the only upgrade that they really have is the Druid of Wrath and the Super Storm. After that, they're gonna have to go for other. They're gonna have to use their sub. Or do they even have sub? We'll see next round. Alright. Yeah, they are really chilling here. They are really chilling. We're gonna go for our Hydrocopods. And they have double our farms, but not for much longer because we're gonna send them this. And if we get a tower boost here, we instantly win. Okay, we don't instantly win, but we're gonna be able to force a lot of defense later. And we're gonna be able to scare them a ton. They have 4 lives, so if they leak this Camo Green Bloon, they're gonna be at 1 life. Are they actually gonna do that? Bro, they're gonna be at 1 life. Alright, then we can force it with our set Camo Blues. We can send them another rush. Our last Bloom Boost and probably our last rush of the game. Alright. Not of the game, but of like the early game rounds. Alright, we'll see if we can afford our bank this round. We can. We have no money, hopefully they don't know that. I mean, they don't have all that much money either because they just went for their bank. They did sell their sub though, so we'll play there. We could have sent more Eco Bloons and less Regrow Rainbow Bloons. Regrow Rainbow Bloons don't give us a lot of Eco. But it's fine. They're down 2 tower boosts. We're up 2 tower boosts. And we're in a okay position, I guess. Could be better. We'll go for a marketplace. I think a marketplace would be a better play than just straight up ecoing right now. We need a little bit of money in case they randomly all out us. We can just sell the marketplace to go for a Rocket Storm. We don't want to have to collect our bank until it's full. And when it's almost full, we'll go for the IMF loan so that the capacity increases. They're actually at 1 life. Like, I can't believe this. At least they're not going to be able to buff their Superstorm by leaking more lives. That's not going to be an option. Alright. Alright, let's see here. Our bank will take a couple more rounds, 2 or 3 more rounds to reach the max. Gotta be careful. Let's go for Laser Shock. It's a cheap upgrade and it'll help us out a bit. We have 100 times more lives than they do. Yeah. We'll send some pink Bloons now. We could send a Moab. It could scare them. We could send a Moab, or we can just wait for BFB. Those are the 2 options we have. ZOMG will be really dumb because all they really need to do is go for a first strike. But BFB, first striking a BFB would be a negative elixir trade. Alright, we're gonna go back to yellows because we need the IMF loan. Ideally at the end of this round. Alright, let's try to go for an IMF loan now. Gonna stop ecoing to do so. When does the round end? Oh, we're a couple dollars off. There we go. Oh, are we good against this? Are we good against this? Barely. We'll send them a BFB this round. And we gotta pop this mob. It's gonna be pretty important to pop the mob. Alright, they go for an IMF loan, but they had to sell their marketplace. We'll try to go for another IMF loan. This one will be our Monkey Wall Street. Not Monkey Wall Street, Monkeynomics. We can also send them some whites to block the wall of trees, so that they don't get as much money out of that. Send blacks now. There we go. Wall of trees is gone. Are they good with 1 Airburst starts? They're dead. No. Well, I kind of wanted to take this late, but yeah, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to click that like button and that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on another video. See you guys.